Okay, so we are recording now, and welcome everybody to the 2022 Mixed 18 and Over Section Championship Captains Meeting. Thanks for being on. I would very much like to thank everybody for being captains and putting together all of your teams and all the hard work that you do. We couldn't do our league program without the captains and the volunteers. We have some special guests on today. We've got Joan McShane, who is, Joan, you're going to have to tell us your official title because she has a new title. She works for National now on the official side.
Yeah, my new title is Officiating Growth Manager for the New England and Eastern Regions. It's kind of a mouthful.
Yeah, so there'll be a test on that later. Yeah. So thank you, Joan. So she's here to answer any officials questions that you guys have, and I have a slot at the end for her as well. But as you go along, if you have questions, please feel free. And we've got several staff members, and we've got John Pagano, who's a state league chair on here, and I think it says Tanya, but I bet it's Lance Anderson down there. Maybe both of them, but they're hiding, not having a picture. So. All right, I want to go ahead and share my screen, and we are going to go ahead and get started with this. Okay. All right, can you guys all see that? Because I can't see you guys now. Is that a yes?
Yep.
Yes. Oh, very good. Okay, so welcome and thank you guys very much again for coming. We appreciate it. And I always start off with the National Championship calendar. Is that what's showing to you guys, the National Championship calendar?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it big enough?
No.
No. I don't know that I can make it any bigger.
But you're going to send the slides out, right?
I am going to send the slides out. I'll send the slides out with the recording. Yes, I will. Just so you guys know,
I'll tell you what, Christy.
Yeah.
At the top, right? Why don't you go to slideshow and start from first slide? Because right now, there you go. And now, now if you go to the next slide and one more, it's a little bit easier to read.
Okay. Oh, good. Very good. Okay. So what we've got now for the mixed, for the national championships, the mixed 18 and over 6-0s, 8-0s, and 10-0s are October 28th through 30th in Surprise, Arizona. That's on hard court. And the mixed 18 and over 7-0s and 9-0s are November 4th, 5th, and 6th in Surprise, Arizona. So they've split you guys up just a little bit. Oh, I didn't change that wording. Sorry about that. So this is the mixed 18 and over section championship. I'll change that before I send it out. It is July 8th through 10th, and it is in Western Mass. We're going to be playing again at the East Hartford Tennis Center, the Enfield Tennis Club, and Ludlow Tennis Club, which are our go-tos in Western Mass, and they're always very accommodating and very helpful. Our communication during the championships, we'll be doing calls and texts and in person. We try to do in person as much as possible when we can get a hold of you. If there happens to be an emergency that comes up or something, we'll call or we'll text you. We are going to use the championship Facebook page. If you guys aren't a part of that already, go ahead and join that. And also I'll try to keep up with the captain's Facebook page. So go ahead and join that also if you would like. And any of your team members are welcome to join both of those Facebook pages. It says captain's Facebook page, but I'm not turning anybody down because I think everybody's a potential captain. I want to hit some regulation highlights. I think you guys have all heard this because you were at the 7-0s and 8-0s were at districts last week. And but for the 6-0s and 9-0s, the first time you check in as a captain, please come 45 minutes before the start of the tournament. So if you have an 8 o'clock start time, be there at 7:15 because we need to give you your your scorecard or your lineup cards. We need to give you your towels that you're going to give out to your teams. And then that way, if you have any questions, it also gives you 15 minutes to fill out your first lineup before it's due in. So the lineups are due 30 minutes before your match time, and you can go out up to 30 minutes early. So everybody needs to be there, dressed, ready to go. As soon as we check lineups, if we have courts, we're sending everybody out. All players have to provide a government issued ID prior to playing. So that's a driver's license, a passport, anything that has a picture on it. What we'll do is when we call you and we call your team, all of your team members will come up to the tournament desk and show the site director or whoever's calling the matches your ID. There's no coaching of any kind. That includes anybody asking for water or asking if it's a 10-point tiebreaker or a 7-point tiebreaker. There's no communication with anybody off court. It's just you guys on court. If you have a problem, please, one person leave their racket on the court, come up to the tournament desk, talk to the tournament desk. We're more than happy to help you. And that way there's no, even no inference of any kind of coaching whatsoever. The format is, it is a round robin format. So everybody's going to be in a round robin. And then the winners, if you have multiple flights, the winners of the flights will pair down until we get one team that wins all of it. And the winning team will then go to the national championship. We play 2 out of 3 sets. It is regular scoring. If you split sets, it is a 10-point Komen tiebreaker. And if you don't know how to play a Komen tiebreaker, brush up on it a little bit, ask. We've got some documentation that we can send you that has that wording. If you get confused on court, again, come up to the tournament desk and ask one of us. It's regular scoring. There's no time limits on the matches. So you just play your 2 out of 3 sets and your tiebreaker if you split until you are done. You're gonna switch on the odd games. There's no rest after the first game. And your 10-minute warm-up does include your serves. The last thing is when you tell your players when they come off the court, when to report scores, whether you win or lose, we need a player from each team to initial the score. When the whole scorecard is filled out with all 3 matches, we need the captain to come up and then sign the scorecard, check the scores, make sure that they agree. Because once 30 minutes past that has happened, we count them as golden and they're in Tennis Link and they're set in stone. So does anybody have any questions about those kind of quick highlights? Okay, I'm going to keep going. So our championships are all no default championships. That means you need to have players for all 3 lines, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if you play on Sunday. Oh, sorry. This is to make sure that everybody's tournament experience is good and everybody is guaranteed at least 2 matches. And what happens is if somebody has a default on one line, it gives a mathematical advantage to the team that they're playing. So if you lose a player and you can't fill line 3 on Saturday, if you played on Friday, we have to go back and reverse that match to 6-0-6-0 so that it's the same for all the teams that you would play. So it gets really disruptive when we have to do defaults. We know sometimes there are some things that we can't help if somebody gets hurt, but going into the tournament, please make sure you've got all of your lines covered. Okay, so this year, as of this year, 2023, USTA National has integrated a national suspension points system. So anybody that gets a code violation from tournament directors, site directors, or officials at a championship will automatically get suspension points. Those suspension points are national. So if you get enough suspension points that you are actually suspended, you cannot then go play in New York or Florida. It goes for the whole country. Grievances upheld will also result in national suspension points. And I will get you guys the external documentation so you can see what national has put out for that. So this is new. We've never had this before. It's always been just with the section. And National is really trying to make it equal across all of the sections for suspension points, grievances, and code violations. Does anybody have any questions about that? That's a quiet bunch today. Okay, so a few FAQs. No courts are available for practice before or during the championship. If you would like to practice, you need to find courts at other facilities or in public parks. So please don't ask, please don't call the club, please don't reserve courts. We have it for the championship for the entire time. Bathrooms and showers are open and available. So there are no COVID protocols in place. Masks are optional on and off the court. If somebody's wearing a mask, please be respectful. If someone's not wearing a mask, please be respectful. But that also kind of goes along with the bathrooms being open now. We haven't heard of anything being closed. Please bring water and snacks with you. Water only is allowed on court. Some of the clubs oftentimes do sell waters, but we can't guarantee that either. So please bring enough to drink with you. I think the weekend's going to be kind of nice, so we might not have to worry about too much heat, but just in case. And then we have Ask the Official. We have our head person official here. So does anybody have any questions for Joan?
Not a one.
No questions. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions about this or anything else that I might not have covered, that I might have missed, that you would like to know about? All right, you guys. Okay, so these will have hyperlinks in it when I send this out to you tomorrow. The captain's Facebook page, the championship Facebook page. The important documents is the link that I sent out to you guys that has the flight schedules, the regulations, it has the championship regulations, it has the section regulations, it has some captain's tips in there. So that's all that I'll give you that hyperlink so you'll continue to have it. We have an online store, so anybody that would like to buy a section championship t-shirt, the shirts are on there, and 10% of all purchases on the online store go back to our New England Tennis and Education Foundation, which supports our youth programs and our NJTLs in the section. It's up and running and it's fairly new, so we're trying to give them some support as well. All right, so that is all of the presentation part. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. Does anybody have any questions, anything you need to discuss, anything you want to talk about when it comes to the championship this weekend?
Hey, Christy, it's Tanya. I got a quick question about hotels.
Yeah.
I know that there's something set up for Springfield. Is there a hotel discount aligned for Hartford as well?
No, we weren't able to get one for Hartford this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I put it on my list to start earlier next year, but they didn't have any availability.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, anything else, you guys? All right, very good. Well, we'll see you guys all this weekend. If you do come up with questions between now and then, you know where to reach us. Feel free to call us and or text us, email us, and let us know so that you come prepared. And we'll see you this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.